Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Hope everybody is having a great day. What we're seeing across the board in terms of the stock market is a general pullback, especially with some of the tech stocks and automotive stocks. Palantir included, pulling back about 4%, 5%, including the after hours, right now sitting at a support zone that will likely be tested at market open. What we see today in terms of the Trump administration is more policy and tariff uncertainty that is kind of bringing a general pullback in the market. And what we've seen, we finally were able to see some green momentum that kind of begun the week. However, that's kind of getting wiped off right now as we speak because there's more fear regarding the reciprocal tariffs that are happening April 2nd on top of some announcements today that we'll be talking about. Not any big changes within Palantir specifically, but let's get into the news here. So if you're a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, not a financial advisor, collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Palantir Technologies, when we covered it just a few days ago, was teetering basically around that $100 price zone. We saw here at the 96, 97, and now a little bit of a pullback. You can see here at $92. Excuse me, at $92, you can see Palantir in the overnight hours currently is trading at about 91. Where we could possibly see at market open is at probably around that $90 zone. And where Palantir is sitting at right now is not a horrible spot given the uncertainty that we are seeing in the market. Now, previously at around that $90 zone, we've seen resistance here actually for Palantir. This could be turning it into a support level depending on how the market is going to be opening tomorrow. You can see just on the left side of the screen here on Webull on the desktop here, many stocks that were showing in the red. And talking about that, the main reason we're seeing the pullback here for Palantir down about 6%, including the after hours session right here, is because this is comments from Trump clarifying the scope of the administrations on 25% tariffs on Venezuela. That's one of the big reasons. He noted that it would apply to basically any country that does business with Venezuela. So, for example, 25% is on top of the already in place 20% tariff on China. And because China imports oil from Venezuela, this could translate up to a 45% tariff possibly on some Chinese good. And this announcement right here significantly raises the operating costs, as we know, for affected companies and institutions. Looking over here, and specifically Palantir now is still above its 50-day line, which is important, but undercutting the 10-week, working on, they talk about from a technical perspective, this V-shaped consolidation. Now, what actually is causing these futures? Looking more into the details regarding this tariff uncertainty, you can see the Nasdaq's down about 2%, S&P 500's down about 1% respectively. Now, what he came out and specifically said is hinting on the move to implement auto tariffs ahead of the April 2nd Liberation Day. That is when the actual reciprocal tariffs were going to be coming into place and are still planned to come into actual full force on Liberation Day. That is any country that basically charges a tariffs, the U.S. will now charge the same tariff, a reciprocal tariff, towards that country. The president, since here, talking about bringing in tariffs on U.S. imports, Trump also noted on Wednesday the retaliatory tariffs will be permanent for his entire second term. So the fact that they're going to be permanent for the entire secondary term, the market did not like that. And we're seeing, especially here with the auto tariffs that are being implemented now with that announcement, automotive stocks taking a decent hit. You can see here shares of General Motors pulled back about 7% in the extended trading following the remarks, while Ford was down about 5%. Tesla gained about 1%, but actually where Tesla sits right now, including the after hours, is down. Where Tesla, if we can find it up here on the screen, down about 1.2%. And you can see right now trading at 272. So stocks right here, news, anxious about how these retaliatory tariffs are really going to affect the broader U.S. economy. There's a lot of uncertainty there, and we're going to see this, I think, for a while now. You can see there's a lot of negotiation type of I want to say moves with these tariff threats. But some are not going to be threats. Some are being put into policy. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be what's going to be put into policy. What is it going to be effect, and how is the market going to react? Unfortunately, we just don't have those answers right now, and is why we're seeing a lot of volatility here, especially in the short term and on the market that is down year to date. So on top of that, and top of the economic front, we also have some big pieces of macroeconomic data coming over the next few days, expecting volatility there. You're seeing some of the big tech stocks here. NVDA also having a decent pullback, most likely, and I would say, in my opinion, due to the fears that we're seeing with exporting and importing and the tariffs coming down about 6% today. NVIDIA is having chip export fears and sliding ahead right here, basically sandwiched between the U.S. and China. I would agree with that. I'm talking about the stricter regulatory guardrails around NVIDIA's chips. What's going to be happening with exports on both on the real sides right here. Donald Trump talking about 20% tariffs on Chinese imports, forcing U.S. companies to do business with each other instead of paying to import a ready-made product. So there you have it. Tesla also coming down about here. Gain about 27% on the week. Tesla did have a good reversal. Tesla was doing quite well. Remember, at this dip down here at this 222, now up here to about 272. Tesla has had a decent reversal. Down in the day, though, William Blair, analyst talking on Wednesday, slashed their full-year vehicle forecast, but maintained an outperform rating in the stock. A lot of people are still very bullish on Tesla going into 2025, continuing into 2025. Tesla shares here, even though they're down from their all-time highs, they've been down for a decent bit from where they were sitting post-election when Tesla was sitting back up here at the 430s. At this price here, people that are bullish for Tesla for 2025, this could be a decent entry point. So that's where we sit. Palantir, sitting right here. Don't know where this is going. This is pretty volatile right now, along with the total market. What do you guys think is going to be happening here in the next few days? Peace out, take care, and I'll catch you guys later.